So today we have come to a city that was built over 3,000 years ago and is one of the most intact ancient cities of modern civilization.
So we are currently at Ephesus, which is on the west coast of Turkey, and we're going to explore the city's houses and their libraries and their amphitheaters, even their bathrooms, just to try and imagine what life was like so many years ago.
Have a look at this. It's like an ancient street. I don't know if there was marble on the ground before, but at the moment there's currently just like dust and sand. But I mean, the columns on the right and the left of me, I can only imagine what it must have been like to walk through these streets so many years ago. And the fact that we have it all to ourselves at the moment, I don't even think the people back then had this place to themselves.
Whew, I'm dizzy now. Do you think if I had to turn in the opposite direction I would be undizzy? Nope, still dizzy.
We've only started here at the top of Ephesus, and we're gonna walk our way down towards the grand theatre and the library that is so unique in this place. So over here they actually have two amphitheatres, the Odeon Theatre and a Grand Theatre.
This one is the smaller one, but we are actually walking through one of the tunnels that go up to the top of this amphitheatre. How cool is this? Imagine people walking through here during the ancient times. Apparently, this little amphitheatre could seat 12,000 people.
What's going to make this place super unique is that a lot of the places was actually underground and has gone through over 150 years worth of excavating to actually find the city. Now check it this. Look how the seats are still kept all together.
It amazes me even more so that all of this was actually unearthed and is still in such pristine condition.
Would you like to perform a show for us?
Maybe at the bigger theatre.
A bigger performance?
A bigger performance.
Stay tuned for the performance. We're now heading down one of the roads where all the merchants used to have their shops, and as well as possibly some houses, some altars, and even a brothel.
This really must have been such a gorgeous city in its prime.
Be careful! These stones are so slippery. Look at this detail they've discovered. Like, how were they even making this back then? What tools did they have? Probably a hammer and chisel, as it's quite an old tool. But I would really like to know how long it took one person just to make this column. Oh my gosh.
They're busy excavating here.
Yeah, they're still trying to find actually some of the ancient city. As I said before, a lot of it is still undiscovered. That must be a fascinating job.
I think it's really cool because you're the first person to actually see these things in so many years.
I mean, I could only think they're probably going to find some coins, some pots, you know, a lot of ancient clay material. Like how you can see, he's still uncovering a wall.
So they have a library, they have houses, they have brothels. Like, what else was there to these ancient cities? I'd be very interested to know. This house was over 4,000 square meters with 6 separate residential units and separate entrances. They had mansions back in the day.
So how many people do you think were staying in there? There could even be a possibility that like an entire family, yeah,
stayed in a room.
Like their brothers and their sisters and their cousins and everybody. I can think with a house that big, literally your whole family stayed with you.
So even though the houses were huge, not all of them had bathrooms. Only the rich had bathrooms inside their house, so they had public bathrooms.
Just imagine bathing with a whole bunch of people. Pretty awkward. There you can actually see a pit, which I can only assume is where they bathed in. I mean, here is a room, there is rooms. It's massive.
So these are actually the toilets. You can see that when people went to the toilet, there weren't actually doors between them, so they could sit on the toilet and have a chat to their friend next to them.
So just trying to imagine what it would be like doing your business next to a person. I mean, this is basically how close you would be. Hey.
Hi. You have quite a smell over there. How's your stomach feeling?
It is a bit tough. Last night's food was a bit different. Hope family's well.
Yeah.
I think we've both been here for half an hour.
It's good to have you as company. So you're probably wondering why Ephesus is such a historical site, and that is because it is considered as one of the most important trading centers in the Mediterranean, as it had a port that connected east and west. But how awesome is it to walk through this place? I mean, you can actually physically touch these ancient ruins. So right behind me is the Library of Celsus, and this is considered to be the most beautiful structure of its time. And I can clearly see why. Just look at it, it is so grand.
I've seen this thing in photos, but being right here, it's an unbelievable feeling. It is huge. I really wish the whole building was preserved. That would have been awesome, but the fact that we still have the face of the library here is pretty cool.
I feel tiny standing next to this structure.
Yeah, like wow.
How many stories high would you say that is?
Oh, I'd say that's 1, 2, 3.5 stories high.
There's so much detail here though.
This is completely all stone. And look at the detail. Small little detail.
Even if you look above me, there's just stone. I'm just trying to picture how so many years ago they actually built this. Well, at least the inside of this library provides some shade.
Now we're in the library that used to hold about 12,000 scrolls. I mean, 12,000. I wish you could actually be in here where they had the shelves and kept the scrolls, and that the behind part of the facade of this library was not destroyed. I mean, look how high these walls are. And to think that these walls were all around, there was probably a step ladder to get to all the scrolls, because I can't imagine that it was only at human level's reach. Oh, look over here. Just a little small piece left in the wall. I can think after what destroyed this place, there was only this piece left. So when they were doing the renovations, they did try and protect it as much as possible.
So I think you'll find this interesting. This is actually telling us how this was built, and they apparently had to squeeze the library into this small gap, and they used like elusive perspectives, so some columns are bigger than others to try and give it depth.
Here they're actually showing some of the machinery that they used to build it. I mean, on those ropes to pick up those weights, I can imagine were either horses or a lot of men, because these blocks weigh tons.
I am touching a piece of history right now. It's so cool to be able to just touch and feel all these places where ancient people lived.
Usually in most places like this, they actually corner it and cover it all off so that you can just stand on one side and basically admire it. But over here you can walk in it and touch everything. Whole different experience. Just 2 please.
I've already had like half of mine just because it is so extremely hot here today. I need this.
It's like 40 degrees. It's so hot, everyone's hiding in the shade. What's that? A footprint?
Yeah. So apparently this city had a population of 250,000, but it had so many guests coming in from different lands where people spoke so many different languages that they didn't actually use text in order to tell people where to go and what they were looking at. They actually used pictures.
Like here, here's one right here. There's a picture on a stone right before the street, so that people knew what this was for. So we are currently now in the Grand Theatre, and this used to sit about 24,000 people, double the occupancy that we saw in the first theatre. Looking at photos of this place, I thought it was going to be of like a medium size, but it is absolutely huge. Like this theatre, wow.
So this really is a grand theatre, and I can imagine how grand it must have been if the entire facade by the stage was still here.
So welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to the show. Today we are going to do the Buddymoon dance. I feel so awkward.
Ta-da! That was our grand show. Just an exit, by the looks of it.
Pretty cool exit, right? So this is me exiting the video. Peace. Oh my gosh. They have a dog as a prisoner. No, Scruffy, what did you do? Oh my gosh, look at this. There's a tortoise. Hi, buddy. Scruffy, we love you. You can come out your shell. However should we live? Can you tell us what happened here? We'd love to hear everything. He's coming straight towards me. I don't really know what to do. Oh, hello, buddy. What's up? No, you can't come to me and then hide.
It's so cute.
Thank you. Please watch again. Boo!